We're back. We are back. So it's Friday, which means it's time to check in on the Vinted challenge where I'm basically using Vinted to sell my old stuff. That got me started in selling collectibles. I've made some notes, as I always do, but literally, yeah, doing this challenge, loving it because it's, what if I wrote down? It's like going back to the start when I first started selling collectibles, my old stuff, and going through it again. It's just like, how do I explain it? Like, it's so easy because the more you keep doing, like with what I'm doing, whatever you're doing, but like selling the collectibles, because I've been doing it for a few years now, you start to get into like a routine, and you start getting into like a process and thinking like that's the way you should do it. But literally, it's just like a total reset. And I've just gone back to the mentality I had when I first started selling, which was like to work hard and put the hours in. And yeah, because it's something I love, I actually don't mind putting the hours in, and I'm putting it in on the vintage shop, and it's paying dividends. We're doing well, like we're smashing it. So day 165, 29 days to be at that £4,000 target. Now, if you're new to like watching these videos, or you found this for the first time, basically, I wanted to find out how long it'd take me to make £1,000 on Vinted selling my old stuff, and that took 50 days. And then because we had that first formula, I then wanted to try and take a day off the next £1,000 I earn, and my experiment, whatever, is to try and keep taking a day off and earning that next £1,000 quicker, because we're not only making the money from Vinted, but the money that gets made from Vinted then goes into buying new collectibles that go on my eBay business, and then the sales that come from that generate more money. So doing that, but really good. But before I do it, let me just go on to Vinted. So at the minute, I'm going to put a video on here, but at the minute there's 359 active items on the Vinted store. So you can see there's a lot of stuff on, and I don't believe in cross-listing. So the stuff that's on the Vinted shop is exclusively on the Vinted store. Say if like something sells on eBay, I don't need to pull it off Vinted, and vice versa. So even though it's my old stuff, there's like 2 shops being built at the minute, which is good. It's not great for me in the morning because I have to go to like InPost, which is separate, Every, which is separate, and then to Royal Mail to do the eBay business. So very busy in the mornings, but no worries, it's what we want to be. So we've covered that. I should have said it, but I'll put that shop up again. But when I'm scrolling through like to do that video, it is like one of the downsides to Vinted, the fact that you can't really like filter the store. So like say if a customer comes on, they if you're looking for say wrestling figures, unless they've all been listed together, it is a little bit niggly going through the stores. But if you're after them, maybe you're happy to go through them. But say if that store was 3,000 items, I think people would get bored and just end up not shopping. So that is like one of the downsides. But that being said, it's doing really well because we've had 22 orders. So I'm going to go through and show you what's sold, starting with that. So I used to do the balance update every Friday, but it's not the case. Instead, it's going to be day 194 when I aim to be at the next milestone, which is £4,000. But still check in on a Tuesday, on a Friday, let you know about the sale. So up first, Apollo Creed action figure, 30 quid, what a treat. The offer actually came up on Tuesday, but they paid 30 quid. And they spoke to the person that bought this, and it's for the child for Christmas, which is like I've said it before, one of the best parts about selling collectibles, in particular like toys, sports memorabilia, music memorabilia, a lot of people buy them for Christmas gifts. So to think that these items are going to be like a part of someone's Christmas is like really nice, and yeah, definitely makes the work rewarding. So since then, we've had 12 McDonald's Happy Meal boxes go £2. A bundle of 2 wrestling figures, £12.11. Another wrestling figure, £6. Another wrestling figure, £6. So this is an interesting one. So we had a bundle of 4 items go for £27.22. Now, the person that got in contact, and it's a really good reminder, a quote that I follow from a book that I've read, I won't get it out, but a book called Tools for Grassroots Activists by the clothing company Patagonia. There's a quote in there which says, speak to people where they're at, not where you're at. And it's so true, because the person that got in contact about this, they must have been new to Vinted, and it's so easy to shut them down and not reply because it's time and effort. But the reality is you're there to help. So this person sent a picture of 4 items asking if I could put them into a bundle for them. So they don't know you can create your own bundle, and then because there's a bundle discount on my store, they'd also save more money and not pay postage 4 times. So I just message them, just trying to explain how to create a bundle and explain that. I did also actually explain they only wanted 4 items, but I said if you add one more item, even if it's £1, you'll end up saving more money than the £27.22. But they were happy, they paid £27.22. And yeah, they learnt something new with the Vinted, if they shop on Vinted again, which is good. But that was a decent sale. So we had a Shawn Michaels figure go, that went for £4.25. A Kane figure go, £4.75. Bundle of 4 figures, £21.50. Bundle of 6 figures, £25. A wrestling figure, £5.75. Bundle of 5 figures, £8.50. These are listed as a trio just because they're all part of the same group in wrestling. So £9. Bundle of 12 comics, £4.25. Bundle of 2 figures, £8. Bundle of 4 figures, £22.50. Then we go over to eBay because an eBay sale came in. These collectibles were all bought, like I said, thanks to the Vinted pot. So 3 wrestling magazines, £36, and these are some of my best sales. Not the item itself, but that bit of green there, because it's a repeat customer. And when you get repeat customers, it's a sign that either you're selling some decent collectibles that they can't get anywhere else, or you're giving a good service so that they check out the store again and they want to buy from you again. So they're always good to see. Hulk Hogan figure, doesn't say it here because it's on Vinted, but this is actually a repeat customer too. They bought another figure. Some soccer stars, some football figures, they went for £10. I've got loads of these. I put that video up, I won't do it again, but I've listed some in specific teams. And then because I've got so many, I've decided I'm just going to put bundles of 10 on for £15. And hopefully, with Christmas coming, collectors will come in, parents will come in, maybe buy these as little wrap-ups, Secret Santas, and yeah, small gifts. And then we finish. Oh no, we don't finish because we've had another since. We had a Rocky Balboa figure come in for £33.50. £33.50. And pay... One sec, dry throat. Patience pays off, because this guy messaged me a week or 2 ago and asked what's the best price I can do on another Rocky figure. And I think that one was up for £23. I said I'm pretty firm on my Rocky figures. I really like them and I'm not in a rush to sell them. So I said I'd take £2 off. He then ghosted me. And then he came up this week asking what's the best price I can do on this. I sent a screenshot. I said we've already done this. Like we've had this conversation on a different Rocky figure, but I'd be happy to take £2 off. Ghosted me a bit. For some reason, he went over to my eBay store, where I've got like Rocky figures that have come in from other people, like buying other people's Rocky figures. Offered £33.50 on my eBay store. Because of eBay fees, shipping fees, I'm not going to accept that. So he then offered on the personal Rocky figure £33.50. We took that, so decent sale. Long-winded talking about it, but the sale coming in was long-winded. And then we finished with this. So this just came in about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago or something. A bundle of 6 figures, £25.29. Definitely feel a lot of these sales that are coming in are due to the Christmas period. So that basically gets alarm bells going, where I should be doing everything I can to get old stuff, which I think will be good for like Christmas, on that Vinted store. So this week, that's what I've been doing. You can see there, like on Tuesday, I think we had 200 active items. With all them sales still coming in, we've still like smashed it and gone up like over 100 listings on the store. So happy days, and that will continue. That like mentality. I don't really know what the budget is at the minute. I try and like not look at it, so the money just gets thrown in, and then it stays to one side, because I want to get to day 194 and be like surprised. Obviously, I'll know before you, but I want to be surprised when I see it too. And I don't want the mentality to change. Instead, just keep like smashing it out and like try and create that success that we want. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. eBay is all running smooth. Like the listings are all scheduled for November, and I've got like a few little bits that I want to put on for the start of December, but I'll probably not start getting drafts ready for December until I'm in December, and then maybe have a month off dealing with the Vinted, or like putting in the full-time hours on Vinted and flick back over to the eBay and just look after the Vinted. But yeah, that hopefully it makes sense what I just said. But yeah, 14 minute video today, but good checking in, loads of sales. Yeah, working hard and just cracking on. Have a good weekend. Like I said, if you like collectibles or you enjoy watching a small business grow, hit the subscribe, and yeah, leave a comment. Like if you've got any tips, if you do selling yourself, like let me know, like what do you use more, Vinted, eBay? Because I am trying to connect with collectors primarily, but it is good to learn from other sellers too. So yeah, have a good weekend. See you in a bit. Work hard.